Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Safe to say it was a pretty eventful weekend in the world of Call of Duty. Not only did we see several meta-breaking updates go live that we talked about in various videos over the past few days, we also got some major news in regards to the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and we've got our very first sort of gameplay details leaked for Modern Warfare 3, apparently stemming from the closed alpha that is only available to the devs, but somehow has had some information data mined from it. But let's start first with the newest Microsoft news that has surfaced. This is honestly some of the biggest news, I would say, in gaming in general in some time. Obviously, just recently we talked about how the FTC failed at trying to block the acquisition. The judge ruled in favor of Microsoft. So basically everywhere outside of the UK, where currently the CMA is negotiating on various things Microsoft can do to actually have it pass, and it certainly seems like it's going to. It could even happen today, maybe around the time that this video is going up. We're gonna have to wait and see. But one of the biggest roadblocks, I guess you could say, when it comes to this deal actually happening was Sony and was PlayStation. Jim Ryan from PlayStation was extremely adamant about wanting to have this deal blocked. And you might have noticed I said was, as in past tense, because over the weekend, Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, tweeted out saying, "We are pleased to announce that Microsoft and PlayStation have signed a binding agreement to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation following the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. We look forward to a future where players globally have more choice to play their favorite games." So this is a huge deal. Call of Duty is officially not leaving PlayStation. I don't think it ever was going to, but this solidifies it. And according to Charlie Intel and various other media outlets, this deal is essentially the same one that was offered at the start, where it's like a 10-year deal essentially. So for the next decade, COD's availability is only going to increase. Microsoft has said they want to expand it to Nintendo Switch and various other platforms to basically have it available in all places. Like, doesn't matter what platform you're on, where you're playing, you'd be able to play Call of Duty on any given device. Definitely some major news that PlayStation and Xbox have signed this agreement. That's a big step forward, and probably not something PlayStation did with a big smile on their face. It's basically them giving in and saying, yeah, we know you're gonna have COD, and that's a huge, drastically large seller for us. And it's kind of strange. I saw something the other day that, like, now with Minecraft and Call of Duty, Microsoft is one of the biggest, like, third-party suppliers of PlayStation. So it's kind of weird how this is unfolded. But yeah, that in and of itself, very big. But then we get into the Modern Warfare 3 details. And while we don't have a ton to go off of here, we do have some very interesting stuff to dissect, because it is new in a way, but also still keeping things original and keeping things basic, which is what I like. But as I alluded to at the start of the video, right now on the PlayStation database, there's like the internal alpha for Modern Warfare 3. This is for the developers only, so they can download it and play test it, whether they're on their dev kits at work or maybe they're getting some stuff done at home. This happens every single year. Basically, for CODs, we see the internal alphas leak. This is never something the public will be able to play, but somehow people have been able to data mine some stuff from the internal alpha. And Bob Network over on Twitter, if you're in the data mining or leaking community and you pay attention to this, you might have heard of Bob Network. I feel like he's on every single Charlie Intel tweet, but they actually posted some information about how perks are going to work, and Charlie Intel sort of summed it up here by saying, rumor: the Ninja perk is returning in Modern Warfare 3, and perks reportedly are considered gear, like tactical boots, helmets, etc. So essentially, this is confirming a handful of very interesting things. One, Ninja is returning. This is a big deal because every year in multiplayer, there's the whole controversy of, should Dead Silence and Ninja exist in the first place? Should it be a field upgrade? Should it be a perk that you constantly have? It does appear that it is going to be returning in Modern Warfare 3 as a full-on perk. And this definitely is, you know, Sledgehammer paying attention to the community. You might recall we had this whole ordeal back in Vanguard with Dead Silence. It was something that was always being asked for from the community, and Sledgehammer was like, all right, we hear the, you know, request for this, we're gonna make it happen, and they did. Sledgehammer is very in tune with community feedback and community reception. They're always listening and responding, it seems like, more so than some of the other devs, at least in my own opinion. So already hearing that Ninja is going to be happening as a perk hopefully means that they've heard sort of the complaints of the past couple of years and are trying to address that with the way that they approach gameplay. This also, though, confirms kind of a unique system, apparently, according to how these leaks are being interpreted. As we get into this, if you are new to the channel, every day I got you covered with everything you need to know about Call of Duty, whether it's Warzone, MW2, MW3 leaks, since we're kind of into that season now. If you want to stay up to date with COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and if you enjoyed this video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. Would be seriously appreciated, as it does really help the channel grow. But essentially, when it comes to the perks apparently being based through gear, this is sort of a new system, but one that I honestly think sounds kind of cool, at least on paper. Charlie Intel sort of expands by saying this perk system is expected to be traditional, so hopefully this means going back to normal perks, not like this here with MW2 where you get half of them halfway through the game. You just start with your standard perks, whether that's 3 or 4. However, it's still being traditional. It's going to be changing in the way of the perks are gear based. Like for instance, Ninja is special boots. There'd be different gloves for reload speeds, so on and so forth. So essentially, just sort of talking about some of the basic perks that we've seen in COD in the past. Ninja or Dead Silence, whatever they want to call it, would be boot based. Maybe something like Stalker that allows you to move quicker when you're crouched or stuff like that. That could also be boot based. Perhaps something like Flak Jacket is an actual full on like vest upgrade of some sort. For sleight of hand or fast hands, that would be a gloves upgrade. I think this could honestly be really cool. I'm not exactly sure what all would float into like the helmet category, if that's like cold-blooded or maybe tracker, so you have like certain glasses on that help you see the footsteps with your helmet or something like that. But I think that's a cool way to sort of go about it. It's not, ultimately at its core changing the perk system. You still have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, whatever, but it's just doing it through like a different way where you could have a different look to your character with certain boots or certain, gloves, whatever the case may be. I hope this isn't like a situation where they're just now going to add in a bunch of cosmetics for all your gear, like it's specific to your gloves or your, boots, helmet, whatever the gear options are, similar to how like back during Advanced Warfare, which yes, it was a Sledgehammer game, we had the supply drops that were full of like the elite knee pads or the rare helmets, and that was always stuff that we'd have to go for there. It's COD. I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to monetize the crap out of everything, right? So it's something I could see happening. Hopefully, though, it doesn't have an actual impact on the system. And if there are specifically, designed outfits for your gloves or for your helmets or for your vests, it's stuff that's just straight up cosmetic and has no real impact on the perk system. Because at its core, like I said, I think this is like a cool way to sort of spin it into something different while also keeping it familiar and not going out of the way to change something just for the sake of change, which, as we know, is the tagline of Modern Warfare 2. Now, aside from the perk system sort of leaking here, another leak that's surfaced is that the classic mini-map is going to be back in Modern Warfare 3, which honestly would be a nice return to normalcy after obviously MW2 this year did not have that. Charlie Intel puts it pretty well here. Infinity Ward is the only studio that's against the classic minimap, so it would make sense that this would be returning now to the basic minimap that we've seen in COD for, so long since Sledge is leading the development. But definitely some interesting leaks, and like I said, our very first actual gameplay related details for MW3 basically, and that's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.